Hello, denizens of the interwebs. Welcome to a terrifying deep space adventure brought to you this evening by the RP Geeks. And we have some very exciting special guests for you today. First off, hi, my name is Shamini. I use she, her pronouns. I am one of the RP Geeks. Apologies for the last minute mysterious disappearance of Emily Bates. It's fine, but ooh, is it? No, it is. It's fine. She's fine.
What have you done with her, Shamini? What have you done
no,
with
it's
her?
fine. No, I didn't get. Nothing's happened. It's fine. Ignore the banging from the background.
What?
No, it's good. And we are going to meet the lovely people we have here today. Before diving into any terrifying adventures, let's stretch this bit out so that we don't have to go into the horror. Be fine. Fiona, you've been around here before. Remind us who you are.
Why are you guys still in my Zoom room? That's what I want to know. Hello, everyone. My name is Fiona. I use she, her pronouns. I am a sort of white woman with mid-blondie, brownish hair, wearing a green jumpsuit, which is caused by Lucian my favourite things. And yeah, I'm back once again. They can't keep me away from these horrible, horrible games, especially one about sci-fi and space. So I'm, very excited to play and hopefully, fingers crossed, survive. Unlike Emily Bates, who clearly has disappeared into Shamini's closet and is dead. So it's fine.
It's fine. And very appreciative of the last minute sub-in of Rhys Lawton literally hours ago. Like, Rhys, come to space with us, Rhys, quick.
You'll survive, I promise.
Yeah, I'm happy to go to space at a last minute's notice. I didn't even have a bag packed, but I'm here for it. Hello, my name's Rhys Lawton. I use he him pronouns. I'm a white guy with a gingery peppery beard. And with kind of rather short brown hair because I've very recently cut my own hair. Ooh. So if you're very lucky, you won't get to see it. I'm wearing a red fleece because I forgot that sci-fi tropes exist. Worrying. Really looking forward to it.
And if you've been around a while, you may remember this very game, ViewScream, which we'll be playing today, from last year. Was it last year? It seems like a long time ago. It's not only a year ago, somehow. Okay, well, a year ago, I will post the original, but it's there on our YouTube channel and possibly podcast if you go searching for it. And we have returning from that very game the wonderful GM, Fate Weaver, bridge of this potentially doomed craft. Aaron, welcome back. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. Last time I said proper chuffed, and then I did make a point to go find other British slang, but it is either entirely too posh or entirely too inappropriate. So I will spare you those words this early in your channel. Hi, yes, and hello. I am Aaron. In addition to GMing here, I am the forever GM at Queen's Court Games, where we run, among other things, the world's most award-winningest Vampire the Masquerade podcast. I am also a white man. I have rectangular black glasses, longer mid-length brown hair, and the stereotypical podcaster / actual play white man beard. I'm wearing a tan flight suit and a blue flight cap, which I'm actually quite proud of that it is still staying on my head.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. We're going pretty well. Right, so I think, without further ado, we are going to jump in. Aaron, can you give us a brief introduction to what's going to happen today?
I certainly can. We are going to play ViewScream. It is a game of improvisational horror by Rafael Chandler. The basic premise is that we are all crew members on some kind of science fiction vessel. This game seeks to emulate things like Alien, Aliens, Alien Romulus, but also games like or movies like Event Horizon or particularly scary episodes of your favorite sci-fi show. Each of our characters, as we go into the game, are going to be facing different kinds of emergencies in their respective compartments, and we'll have to communicate through the view screens to help each other survive their respective problems. One small caveat: there are not enough solutions for everybody to survive. Statistically speaking, the most of us that can make it is 3, myself included. So we'll lose at least 1, possibly all 4 characters by the end of this adventure. It all comes down to each of the characters. They know in advance which of their solutions work and which of them don't. So they have to ration their good ideas based on which characters they trust, which characters they like, and hopefully we'll make the right decision. I do believe last year we actually managed to only save the worst person on the crew.
Who was that, Aaron? Out of interest.
Emily Bates got to give a delightful monologue, if I recall correctly, as the rest of us were sitting doomed on the ship, and she was just like in the escape pod as she watched us succumb to.
That's why she's not here this year.
Not
right?
anymore,
She got to
Ellie.
escape.
Oh, yeah. Lovely. Well, with that, let us play some ViewScream.
Well, our story begins today aboard the ISV Daphne Kohler, a system-hopping science vessel currently under contract to assist in the decommissioning of a derelict space station. Several months ago, you have been told, the Hinton Goodfellow Research Center, a station in orbit above a very Saturn-like planet, so lots of rings, lots of moons, was struck by a meteorite storm, which disabled several essential systems and forced the crew to abandon the facility. The Hinton Goodfellow Center is slightly older than you would like, so the cost to repair it versus the cost to replace it, they've decided to strip it for parts and then let gravity do its thing over the slow march of time. Neurosync Solutions, or the station's owners, are in the process of dismantling the station, but you are specialists. You are here to retrieve the quantum core containing the station's administrative intelligence. We are in a dystopian, aliens kind of sci-fi future, so you haven't gotten any details about what's going on there. The corporations are shadowy. You don't ask questions. They don't give answers. But that's also routine for you. They paid you enough to make the light years jumps out. They're paying you enough to bring the thing back. You're all trained professionals. It's just another working class day in the space office. So let's actually begin with that first vista. We have the camera pulled way back. You see the planet dominating the back of the screen. And the contrast of color is the only reason you can see the tiny blip of the station circling around the mottled orange ball behind you. The camera begins to zoom in towards the station. You notice the even smaller dot. That is the ISV Daphne Kohler. And we follow that camera all the way through, tilting down into the front bridge where a wide, we'll call it a transparent, like aluminum oxide viewport allows the crew of the bridge to look out. That means the first person we see on screen is Edward G., our navigation officer. The captain turns. Lieutenant G., prepare for arrival.
All right. Approaching Hinton Goodfellow, 30-degree turn, and keeping our eyes out for meteors. The vultures are descending.
You feel the sudden G-force as the retrograde thrusters burn and the ship begins to tilt. There's artificial gravity on board, but that axis has to catch up. So there's a bit of a lean, a bit like a roller coaster where you can feel your body moving in one direction but being pushed back in another, as we see the craft align with the main docking port.
Extending docking clamps, and when we're ready, 3, 2, brace.
The gigantic chunk, that deeply metallic sound and the force that almost knocks your hat off as the ship connects with the docking bay.
All right, and we hope you enjoyed your flight, and we will be enjoying ourselves as we approach the wonderful, delightful Hinton Goodfellow Research Center. Please note your emergency exits upon boarding.
Thank you very much, navigation. Bridge to engineering?
Engineering.
What's the power situation like in there? Do we need to attach the umbilical, or is there still something running on side?
There is the barest drip left. Let's see if we can go with what they have. If not, I've got everything ready to boost it.
Excellent, appreciate that. Bridge medical?
Medical here.
What about atmosphere? Everything fine in there? No chemicals? No pathogens this time, I hope?
And it doesn't look like it. I'm still doing preliminary scans. Looks like we're okay. Yeah, roughly about 40% oxygen, so we just might need to be careful going in.
All right, better safe than sorry. Let's go suits on for this one, team.
Understood.
Understood.
And you see various folks coming down into the airlock, strapping on the suits. It's a big, boxy kind of spaceware. This isn't the sleek Star Trek future. This is the grungy VCR, CRT past of science fiction. The helmet's kind of popping on. You get neon green. I don't know how old your audience is, but if you don't have a dot matrix printer, that kind of font playing out over the little overlay that's on the front of your screen. And we exit through the airlock. The station does have power, but it's also dark. So you get little orange lights across the walls where various panels are and the slight green glow of different displays. But the main atrium lighting is off. So we see this glass and steel monstrosity like a cathedral to orbital science. And then 3 or 4 just bright white beams cutting through the darkness, and you can see the little motes of dust floating through this abandoned place. The schematics we got said front to the elevator, then up 2 decks. Tell me you can see an elevator from where you are.
Doesn't look like it. I'm doing some scans to see if we can get some more anything coming through, but it looks like something blocking my signals. Not sure what.
I mean, normally there's a map on the wall somewhere. We can probably check that somewhere. We got...
How hard could it be to find an elevator? Just give us a minute and we'll wander around.
A map seems good, though.
A map would be handy, right? Right? I'm not imagining it? No. Yeah.
No, we'll look on the walls.
Okay.
You scroll to that part of the contract they sent you and you're on your screen, but the entire map has been redacted and there's some strange classification code on it. So it's just map is the only word on the entire thing you can read. The rest has been classified by the corporation.
Oh, lovely. Okay, well, can't trust us with a map, but they trust us with this missing.
It's a complete waste. Look at this place. How much this whole research center cost to set up, and we forgot to put up proper meteorite projections, and now it's all busted, all for nothing. Absolute waste.
Have you... There seems... it's fine. That's probably nothing.
What? We're about to go into something that's possibly quite dangerous.
No, it's just... I would have thought there'd be more holes.
More holes?
If there was a meteorite hit, there'd be more holes. At least.
On the outside. I'd for them to be on the inside.
Well, thank you, Doctor. I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased at that. All right. Okay.
There's a lot more that we could retrieve here other than the Administrative Intelligence Corps. I mean, all of this stuff, maybe if we see anything else that looks in good shape, which everything does, to be honest, as you say, not the holes, whatever happened didn't reach it this far in. Maybe we can grab something for ourselves.
We are on mission here. We are on task with the company, so anything extra, we might need to put it on a report or something.
They're just going to abandon it. They've just abandoned this whole thing. All the crew gone, everyone gone. Take it for parts. They're not going to notice if a few things aren't crashing into a gas giant.
Sure. Well, if you find any pens or anything like that, then please feel free. But I won't be partaking. We're just here for the mission.
Yeah, I tend to keep my theft legal.
Gonna leave behind all the NeuroSync solution coffee mugs and ink pens.
I'm gonna find the pens and I'm gonna stick them in both of your bags when you're not looking. So holier than thou. Jeez.
Eventually, as one of you is gesticulating angrily in this conversation, or for emphasis, we see the beam cut across the hanging sign that will give you the directions where you need to go.
Signage. There we go. Don't need a map. Got
Exactly.
signs.
I mean, signage does help, but also a map. Okay, fine.
The elevator
Lead on.
rising 2 decks as promised. One thing you notice is this is not a people-sized elevator. It is obvious that it plays double duty for freight, or that whoever's working here has been moving big, heavy stuff around. A trolley, I believe, is the right word for a cart on your side of the universe, so we'll go with that. When the doors spread open, there's a minute where the viewer or the faceplate on your helmet has like an automatic tint that applies, and you see it just a bit late, like blinding white light into your eyes before it catches up.
Oh, whoa.
Okay.
And you found the only part of the station that has power, because the door opens up to a small viewing platform, what is over a gigantic, like football field, your kind of football length field, stretch of just towers and towers and towers of storage racks for computer hardware. And in the center of it, you can see it, Palmer, before anybody else, you will know, there's a sphere, like a crystalline sphere, pulsing with like a thin blue. That is the core you're looking for. It seems like the rest of the station is dark because every last bit of juice they've got is keeping this place on.
There's the power. Okay. Let's everyone remember how very, very, very expensive this thing is.
All right, so I'll keep my eye on you.
All right, just show us what to do.
The amount of time it takes to successfully remove an administrative intelligence core, AI is illegal, but a little helper bot, that's okay, right? And I'm sure all of the corporations are following those laws exactly. You have to slowly unplug the storage cells, you have to monitor the power so just the right amount is coming in. And to that extent, engineering, I think this is going to be a lot of you giving careful, measured instructions to medical and to navigation, while you just kind of, on that center terminal, make sure everything's okay. You notice every time you disconnect one of the data vaults, the blue in the sphere starts to just, like, it pulses a minute, and then it's just like a teensiest bit brighter. Like at first, like only 1 or 2 extra photons, barely perceptible. But by the time you've gone through this enormous rack of trillions of credits worth of electronics, you are holding something that, like, when you hold it in your hands, have you seen like the Chernikov radiation that comes off a nuclear reactor? If you're in the chat, Google this. When they turn it on, there's this really faint blue pulse. But the thing about it is you can kind of see the light doing that photon experiment between your fingers. So you're holding this thing, and it's a trick of the eye, but you can see like this blue light just kind of waving in between when you finally lift the core from its housing.
Vale, this is safe, right?
As you said, there's no holes in this bit, so I'm going to assume the core is fine.
Okay.
I think maybe some decontamination showers afterwards, just as a precaution, perhaps. But you know, we've got plenty of those, so
Okay.
I won't say no.
Well, we won't bore the folks at home with the technical details of Palmer very deliberately, intentionally sliding the core into a case and protecting it on its way. And when you make it back to the ship, it seems just easy in and out. This is one of those situations where, $1 for the hour of labor, $99,000 invoice for knowing how to do it safely in an hour. And soon enough, we're back on the ship. I'll say that navigation, medical, you return to your stations, going about the business of departure because can't get paid until we depart. And engineering, the last scene that we'll have is you attaching the sphere to its storage housing in the Daphne Kohler. Then, we'll say probably 8 hours later, the ship has stabilized itself. We're all in cruise mode, for lack of a better word. What's your decompression? Well, decompression brackets psychological, not decompression brackets atmospheric. Routine. You're not on shift anymore. The second shift is in. They're dealing with all the problems. So what is the quiet, small slice of life that each of you indulges in?
So down in engineering, Dale Palmer has a little office section. And yeah, definitely sort of signs of life here. There's various physical photos stuck around of different people, like posed groups, presumably families, and as well as the computer, he's also you can see he finishes writing up notes on the computer and has like physical paper, and is basically copying out versions of notes, like journaling, like the main activities on, like, yeah, very sort of obsolete given like the shiny blinking lights everywhere. But
Is this like a report you're writing in paper for like the company, or is this like your personal journal of?
This is the backup of a backup of a this is physical. If anything happens to the computer, yes, thank you.
Ah, AI robot right there.
Yeah. There will be a copy if everything gets fried. I've got a book, got my notebook, and a whole bunch of other books as well.
And how are things in medical, Dr. Shoot?
So I think once off the clock and having obviously scrubbed within an inch of a life, because we don't trust any radiation that we don't know about, I think she also has like a little office space, but it's much more cramped. A lot of it has been given over to, you know, the pods and the tubes and stuff like that for obviously if something is to go awry. So she has like a very small, almost like repurposed broom closet, and in it is just a simple desk. There is a computer and stuff like that, but actually what she's doing is doing her latest 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. It is of a black hole. It's taken her a very long time to do. But she's done the edges at least, and now she's just looking at the middle bit, which has nothing in it, and she's just like, why do I do this to myself? But that's all she's doing. That's how she's trying to relax, and she probably has like some music going on, some sort of classical music, which maybe is a little bit, so like she's getting a little bit tense, even though she should be relaxing because she can't find the exact pieces for the middle bit of the black hole.
Is it classical as in orchestra, or classical as in the year 2700 we will think like death metal is classical?
Yeah, yes, I did realize that. I think it is that sort of like modern thing. So Backstreet Boys is playing or something like that. It's that sort of like weird 90s thing, which is it's a classic. Oh, everyone loves it, you know. So yeah,
the deep oldies. And lastly, navigation. Free of the bridge, the ship is in tip-top shape. Crystal fashion?
So Ed goes back to his little bunk and starts sorting through the Polaroids of the day, because he has an antique Polaroid camera that anytime he keeps it with him at navigation, and any chance he gets, he'll just take a quick snap at something. But he on the way away from this gas giant with all the rings, he took a quick snap, and you see just the Polaroids come out, and you see that little dot is more of a smear on this, and so he's umming and ahhing as to whether or not to put it with the collection. And so he's got stuck up all these different places, and if you look closely, you'll see that there's almost a star chart of all of these different places that they've been, and he's kind of tried to link them as close as possible. And some of them are on the ceiling, some of them are on the floor, and so he's kind of like trying to find the best place to stick this last one. And it's next to a hole punch that for some reason they still have.
The perfect amount of science fiction is just enough of the future to make it fun, and enough of the past so you can really see what's old. So that's what each of you are in the middle of when you're interrupted by the ship. It lurches a bit. You can always tell like sudden changes in speed or rotation because there's always that minute for the gravity takes a second to catch up. And a ship this old, you can feel the parts that are like vibrating loose. In the same way you look, when you build a road, you leave spaces in it so that it can expand and contract. The same thing is true of spacefaring vessels, so you get that. That feels normal. But then, Edward, you can see the pods ahead of you, the lights turning off one by one with that deep ka-chunk of like a really heavy fuse coming down, and yours is in darkness. In medical, you're doing your puzzle, and then if you've ever plugged something into the wrong voltage outlet, and you can just kind of feel the thing start to get a little weird as like the phase of the power matches, and the like everybody, it just like starts to warble a little bit before there's a hiss of smoke that pops out from the outlet, and then ka-chunk, the room dark as black as the hole you've been trying to put together. Engineering, your pen is scratching along the paper, and then suddenly darkness. It lasts for 2 or 3 seconds. You all know this has happened before. It's not like the newest ship in the universe. Before the emergency lighting comes on, there's a small, like that amber glow in liminal spaces. You get the exit sign at the end of the hallway kind of feeling from it. And then, as Edward promised, as any kind goes, when the lights go out, you can look to the floor to find the glowing indicators of where you should travel in cases of an emergency. This has never happened before. The power's fluttered, but you've never had that problem. And it's only weird for a second before it becomes horrifying. The rattle of the machinery, that's normal. Fluctuations in power levels, that's normal. What is not normal is the screaming. We'll pause at this point to remind our viewers at home that this is a horror scenario, so some of the content warnings for what's about to follow are going to be blood and gore, body horror, burns and branding, possibly drowning / asphyxiation, medical horror, and paralysis and restraint. There's also a content warning for player betrayal, so if you've enjoyed it so far, but any of those things are kind of on your list, then take it slow, take it easy, but take care of yourself most of all. Something has gone terribly wrong. You hear sounds that you only ever hear like in Dockside or on Planetside. There's the whir of a buzzsaw. There's that high-pitched sound of a dental drill. All of it preceded or followed by like a very biological kind of crunch or a very biological kind of tearing. And then screamings that are sometimes cut off abruptly or sometimes let to go far, far too long. Each of you will escape to your duty station because the only thing interrupting this sound is the automated klaxon going off, the AI voice instructing you to report to your emergency stations. And it is on that journey that the vision you stumble into will put a punctuation mark on exactly what the problem is. Each of you will see a human being at some point that is not quite human. Some people would use the word butchered, some people would use the word upgraded. But what is obvious is that human and machine have been merged in a profoundly, shall we say, expedited fashion. So it might be a creature where the flesh has been stripped back from the arm and a servo installed into the joint such that a second claw can attach. Or it may be that instead of a spine and a throat, there's just a larynx in a plastic tube and 2 metal pump actuators moving ahead around. Or perhaps you turn the corner and see one of your coworkers, but instead of those familiar green eyes, instead there are just 2 LED screens behind the ocular bone and binary code flashing across the irises. I will let you take the pleasure of describing how you make it from wherever you are to the safest place you need to be. If I don't have any volunteers, I'm happy to roll the punishment die.
Roll it, roll it.
Not the punishment die. This wasn't part of the game when you said the briefing.
There's a punishment die?
Yeah.
Well, the basic truth of it is that I can never pick someone because I always feel bad. So it's like, who does the orc attack? I'm like, I like you all. I can't decide.
I love it.
So I just
That's
keep,
really sweet.
I just keep
Die.
a D4 or a D6 handy such that I can assign by chance who has to have the bad thing happen to them or which improviser has to go first.
Ah.
In this case, I regret to inform you, Dr. Shoot, we
I knew it.
join you over the puzzle. There's the panicked moment, but then you've been trained, snap into action, on your feet. There are lives to save.
Mhm.
What happens along the way? What do you see?
So yeah, so I managed to like grab the various sort of like an emergency flashlight and all that sort of thing. The sort of go bag, etc. And I sort of make my way out to the actual sort of medical hub. Like we have rooms and rooms, like private rooms and stuff, but I know that to be at my station is probably at the sort of the like the reception center essentially, even though we have receptionists. I think as I make my way through, I see Tracy, the receptionist, who sort of staggers out, and I'm like, "Oh, don't worry, it's totally fine. These things sort of happen, Tracy." And then she looks up at me, and that's when her body and her head separate to have that almost sort of like spider-like claws sort of comes out. So it's as if like just pushing it off, and I scream naturally. And as it sort of jumps towards me, I'm just going to bash it with my flashlight out of the way and go straight into the reception thing and just bang and lock the door behind me. So I'm in like a little glass area where I can look out easily and have contact to the outside. But unfortunately, I've taken over Tracy's duties. Oh, and also her cat Jonesy is also here. So I have to deal with that as well.
Oh, that view is going to be a blessing and a curse as you see the people who were not so lucky to make it. Can roll again, or if you're prepared.
Roll it. Roll it.
All right.
You guys.
That takes us to engineering. Bale Palmer, where do you end up, and how do you get there?
So I think Bale was leaving, heading down the corridor. All the frickin' alarms start going, running just back the way he came, back to the station. And yeah, just too many crew members along the way, and he's not initially stopping to see, because we've all got somewhere to be, they've got somewhere to be, right? And it's just that sort of realization that where all these sounds are coming from, and this is the sort of result of that even in that time that he's been running down the corridor, this is happening, and he doesn't know where, and he's just still running and getting to the main engineering. And basically this whole area can be sealed off, but there are people there, and it's a matter of either shut the doors with us all here together or not. And I think there is a point at which it's can I physically get these people out of this room so I can just barricade myself in? And I don't think he gets very far with it. I don't think he even like, picking up something to hit or shove, and you can't do it. And he retracts back and back until the only thing left here is the reactor chamber for when we're about to sort of set off, not currently active, not currently full of lethal shit. And he's gonna roll into it and close the door.
You can hear the sounds of people who were dedicated to their duty station, furiously tapping away, only to then be lifted up off of their feet by a mechanical claw hand that latches in, just like between their shoulder blades, and picks them up by the spine to carry them off somewhere. The intercom is useless. The sounds of screaming and panic, all the training about how to communicate in times of an emergency, out the window when these kinds of things are happening. Edward, how about you? Anything better in navigation?
It takes a long time before Ed moves. It's a long time. Like, in that darkness, there is a long moment where he's just... You hear the screams, you hear the motions, you hear all of it. And then it's the quiet. And that's when Ed very slowly kind of makes his way, like, one hand on the wall, pressed completely against it, and is just inching as slow as possible to get to navigation, because whatever this is, if they've messed with the ship, then if we're off course by a degree, that's 5 months extra on this trip. If we are off just even slightly, we're not just trapped. We run out of fuel and we are trapped here in space forever. And so any motion, any sound, there's always that kind of faint hum, like you say, there's that vibration, and there's some things that are vibrating that shouldn't be, and every time he just kind of runs his hand across the wall and something's vibrating that shouldn't be, he just freezes. And he takes his little Polaroid camera, and if there's a corner, he'll just lean round, click, and the flash, and pulls it back around, ducks round, and waits for a moment for the Polaroid to develop. And in just that kind of like half light, waiting to see if there's anything there, and if there isn't, he moves himself around, and just achingly slow he gets to navigation. But it is, as soon as he's in there, he's locked the door. There is a trail of Polaroids behind him. And he's just barricaded the door. He's sat down and he's got headphones on. It's like, if anyone's out there, if anyone's out there, please respond. Please respond. Navigation checking in. Please respond. Please respond. Anyone, if you can hear this, please respond.
And that is where our story properly begins. It is as the call is coming from navigation. You just see the blank screen on the bottom, and then just a very like, navigation, is that you?
Who's that? Navigation here.
Bridge. It's Bridge.
Hey, Howat.
Is everything? And the screen lighting up. It's important for this game that everybody have a view screen somewhere in the place they are hiding. Otherwise, the game does not work. Oh God, sorry. Are you safe? Are they? You can see Bridge like squinting into the monitor, trying to like look over your shoulder. Is everything okay in there?
Is everything okay?
Okay.
Is everything okay? Have you seen what is going on out there? No, things are not all right, and things are not okay. We are supremely...
Yeah, okay, I know. And you see him slide the chair to the right, and then behind him is the panel of all the alarms going off, all the different red flashes. I get it. I was trying to figure out what I'm working with. Are you safe? physically right now, like for the next 5 minutes, are you safe?
I've got things seem to be all right here. I'm locked in. Nothing's getting through there for the moment. I'm okay. Have you heard from anyone else?
No, I was on my way back from the head when this happened. I made it to the bridge, and you can just see he doesn't want to say it, but nothing is alive on the command deck right now. And for those of you who are in an audio medium, this character is not the captain of the ship. This is like junior officer, not the Wesley Crusher, but definitely not the Captain Riker. Like, you have Lieutenant Junior Grade Dwight Howard, third officer watch captain, who is suddenly apparently in charge, and he's not taking that information well.
Howard, how bad is it?
Well, and you can see that, like, you can hear for a minute the training actually kicks in. He's able to give a fairly standard report. The hull is intact and radiation shielding is working. I have no problems in the power core, and atmosphere looks to be fine. But we have overwhelming medical emergencies on decks 1, 2, and 4. I haven't heard anything from 3. There's something that it started in engineering. All I know is there was a power surge of some kind drawing all the energy down into engineering, and then the tool shop.
Have you heard from Dr. Shoot?
No, you're the first one who's responded. Who wasn't?
Yeah. Okay. Let's. We should. And just is, yeah, he has to brace himself for a bit.
As you take yourself off screen for everyone's benefit, we'll keep the camera on, so we'll loop you in the call as bridge to medical. Bridge to medical?
Oh, God. Hello, medical speaking. Dr. Katie Shute, reporting in.
Oh, Dr. Shute, thank God you're okay.
Yeah, sorry, there's lots of stickers on the cam. Bloody Tracy. Sorry, I've locked myself in the reception thing. But it's pretty bad out there. I don't think Tracy's very well.
No.
How's everything looking, Bridge? Is there other people out there that I can contact?
I don't think people is the right word for it, Doctor. I don't know if you saw with the, and he gestures like a Cyclops gauntlet and is like, right? Just make.
Yeah. Okay. And I'll see if I can try and. God, why are there so many pop-ups on this thing? I'm going to see if I can scan to make sure I can see how many life signs there are and stuff.
But you, please do. But you're safe right now. You're somewhere secure.
Wait, hang on. Oh my God. No. The door. I locked it, but it seems like it's permanently sealed. And what's wrong with that?
Let me see if I can get someone to help. I have to find someone in engineering.
Yeah,
just
please.
Get scan. We'll fix. Bridge to engineering. Bridge engineering. Engineering. I'm not getting sound.
Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, this is Bridge. I've got navigation and I've got medical.
Hi, Bridge. Hi. Sorry, I'm on a makeshift communicator down here. We've got casualties. I think possibly. I don't know. Something's. Well, what you got?
It's not great anywhere else on the ship. Medical's doing a biological scan, but I don't. Look, the initial casualty reports. There aren't many of us left. You saw the things, right?
Yeah, I did.
I think that's us. I think that was.
Well, there were some other. There was some other people. I'm sure there'll be That can't be everyone, right? Can't be all of them, right?
The medical. Has the scan completed?
Yes. It looks like only very few life signs left. I think maybe 15. Sorry, 13. No, 9. I think there's only 4. 4. I think that's us. Oh God.
We have to get off the ship. I don't know what's happening, but we have to look at the escape pod with the jettison. The AI car, no, doesn't matter. We have to get out.
Agreed.
But surely, maybe we can help them. Maybe we can. Can't just leave them here.
First to admit, I'm not a doctor, Dr. Shoot, but I don't think you're a mechanical engineer either. And those seem to have gesturing with his hands to make a very crude meshing gesture.
If we get off ourselves, there might be something we can do.
What do you mean? When we get off, we are going to get out of here. We are leaving. I am crashing this into a fucking planet. I don't care. We will crash into a moon. We need to get out of here. Okay?
Where are you right now?
I'm in navigation.
Okay.
I mean, I can steer us into a sun. Would that help? Is that going to help us?
Maybe don't. No, maybe don't. Don't touch anything.
Yeah, just we'll work together. Ed, we'll come get you, and we'll go get Bale, and we'll get.
No, we can't. Those hallways are they're out there. We stay down, stay here. Can't travel through the main corridors at all. We'll figure this out. And you see him glance down at the monitor in front of his communicator. There's a bit of concern in his eyes, but
what?
Looking back up, can I?
Howard, don't.
It's not that. I have to engineering navigation. I'll patch you back in a second. And the conversation cuts just to Bridge and medical. Medical, do you are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on in there?
I said it before you contacted engineering, but it looks like the temperature's rising in the med bay. It looks like I can't stop it. Something's happening with the electricals. I think they've turned off temperature or something. It's getting really warm in here.
Contagion control fault. It's supposed to. That
it's
shouldn't
supposed to
even
keep
be
everything
allowed.
cool. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I touched something when I came in, and Tracy's computer's full of pop-ups and there's stickers everywhere.
God, okay. Let's I'm no, don't panic. I'm sure we can solve this.
Okay.
Let's
I can't get out. The door's stuck.
I don't know the system as well as you do. Should I get engineering or maybe navigation? There, I know that Edward spends some time with the climate folks.
Think. Right now. I need choices. I need. Patch me back into navigation. Navigation, please. I'll talk to Ed.
Bridge navigation.
Hey, yeah. What's going on? What's going on?
I didn't want to panic everybody, but
What?
Well, Dr. Shoot, just
not panic anyone. Why would we not be panicking right now?
More panic, additional panic. I need a manageable level of panic, and any additional panic is extraneous panic. Dr. Shoot has a problem. There's the contagion controls in her pod have been overridden. They're going to boil the medical bay with the doctor in it. Is there anything? I've got nothing here. Is there anything you can do to help?
Yeah, I think I can. How long does she have?
Medical, are you still on the line?
Yes, Ed.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, doctor. It's okay.
Okay.
Look, Katie, we're going to be okay. I'm going to. Okay, I think from here I can probably power through the solar shield. Yeah, if I power cycle through the solar shield, I can probably drop the temperature. At least we can kick off some of the radiation from any of the nearby stars. We'll be able to deflect a little bit more of the temperature out there, and at least maybe cut down on anything else.
If it gives me a bit more time, that's just because the door's stuck, and it's getting really hot in here.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Hey, Petey, do you remember the amount of times where I've been panicking and I've been worried and I've been scared? Every time you've just deep breaths, okay? Deep breaths. I'm gonna power cycle through, and we're gonna drop that temperature, and we're gonna get you out of there, okay?
Okay.
Hen?
Yes, please do that. Please do that, Ed. Please.
Yeah, no trouble at all.
Thank you.
Bridge.
Yeah, Bridge here.
I'm gonna need some power to cycle through that. To cycle through that.
I'll see what I can rustle up.
Thanks.
So then, mechanically speaking, above table, the way the game works is that Dr. Shoot is experiencing an emergency, and each of the players have solutions they can offer. And just for the mechanics of it, I do need you to affirmatively. We're going to go with navigation. You don't want to call engineering?
I don't want to call I don't want to call it engineering. No, they feel a bit cross. So yes, I would accept navigation's help on this, please.
So then
Lovely.
We're going to put another call on, and we won't find out here for a little while if navigation's solution actually works, or if Dr. Suit's situation gets worse. All right, navigation medical, I'm going to keep the two of you on the line. Figure that out. Can you see the ohm meter spiking on your end?
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Okay. Hydroponics won't need that for a little bit. Look, I'm going to let the two of you talk without me here. Please figure that out, okay?
Okay. No.
Bridge out.
Thanks, Bridge.
Then we turn to engineering. Bridge to engineering.
Where have you been?
There was a different, smaller kind of problem. I'm sorry. What was the reactor stable?
Everything's supposed to be off right now, but there's still people out there. I can just about make them out, but I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if. I guess none of them are still crew according to the doc. Fine. I think I don't know if they're trying to do something, or things are getting knocked or broken, but the ship systems, things are becoming engineeringly challenged, and I can't do a lot from in here because I've just got the stuff I came in with, whatever was in my pockets, a few little handheld bits.
None of us are working under what corporate would call ideal conditions.
Yeah. See, thing is, I might need a bit of a hand from somewhere outside, because there's coolant coming in here, which there shouldn't be. Certainly not when I'm hiding in here, which I also shouldn't be.
Wait. The Class A coolant or the Class C coolant? I can hear it. I think it's the Class C. It's getting kind of chilly. I don't know if it's a leak, or I don't know if it's just being vented because it can't go somewhere else. There's quite a strong chance it's going to fill up the whole reactor with this stuff. I'm gonna need. Okay. Come. Do you have the emergency patch kits, the damage control kits? Is there one in? I'm sorry, I've never been to that part of the ship.
If I were to open the door and go out there, we'd be all good. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because I can see them moving.
Just look, I'm juggling things right now. Let me check in with someone, and I'll find someone who can help. Okay.
Yes, engineers. Maybe there's another engineer who's still. Maybe there's someone.
Yeah, maybe. I'll just Okay. Ending the call for a moment. Turning back now, none of us know. I don't know, engineer doesn't know, medical doesn't know if navigation's solution works or not. So Dr. Schute's narration is going to depend greatly on the answer to this question. Will you reveal for us, Edward, first solution of the game? Is it a success or is it a failure?
It's a success.
So when we get back to you, Dr. Schutz, gonna be one of the one. All right, bridge, medical, navigation. How's it going in there, folks?
I think it's working. Ed, I think it's working.
Oh, thanks.
I can see it.
Okay.
It's going down.
Okay, good. Okay.
I've even managed to put it to Celsius and not Fahrenheit because, God, I was really struggling to read it.
Oh, that was winding me up something fierce. Oh, yeah, every time. No, it winds me up something fierce. I cannot tell you. Okay, right. No, it does mean that the solar shield is... if anything hits us sideways, would
it just gives me a few more minutes just so I can get out of this room. Cause it's just...
Okay, you're okay. Just keep breathing.
Thank you, Ed.
Stars willing, we're not going to be on this ship long enough to worry about the solar field. So if we can, the next 5 minutes. Yeah. I don't mean to be the bearer of panicked news, but look, things aren't great in engineering. We got a Class C coolant leak. That's bad enough on its own day, but also Parmer's in the reactor core chamber, and
Is in the chamber.
Something is like
Why would he be in the chamber? That's
because the rest of the department's full of them.
Useless. This useless little man. Right. Okay.
So engineering, medical, do you have?
I mean, I guess what have I got here? I can just looking at Tracy. God, why has she got Candy Crush on this bloody machine? Okay.
She's on level 97,000 because she's been
ridiculous.
Playing for 14 years.
She's just. It's fine. I'm just going to uninstall it. I'm sure she'll forgive me at some point. Look. Okay. I can't do anything particularly about the coolant itself. There's nothing I can do to stop that. But maybe we've got some fluoroxide. Let's use the sort of a chemical imbalance stuff. Like it's, we use it as sort of gas thing. Maybe I can reroute it and maybe it can go in there so we can knock out any of those, them perhaps. Like if they've still got bits of human in them, then maybe I can just give them a bit of a distraction so they can get out at least. That's all I can do from here.
Okay. We might be able to work with that. Navigation, any ideas on your end?
No, Parma shouldn't have gone in there in the first place. That is on him. That is entirely on him.
Ed, there must be something you can do.
I can't. What can I do? I can't steer Parma away from the blimmin' from the ship. I'm not. Look, there's okay. If there's if the problem's the coolant, most of the coolant just runs through. Okay, there's a possibility that I could knock out the coolant with an ion surge. If we've got, the maneuver coils, they've got a little bit of fuel left in them, and I could possibly generate an ion surge, and that might knock out whatever mechanical parts are going on in there. But I can't from here. This is on him. This is on him.
That might work because the ion surges, then the coolant that would evaporate. Okay, wait. Okay, tell you what. I'll bridge engineering.
Yeah.
Okay, engineering. I've got navigation. I've got medical here. We have a couple options.
Is there no one else?
It's the four.
You know
of us.
what? I could just not.
Ed,
bail.
Please,
I could just not. That's fine.
Do you have engineering experience, any at all?
Okay,
that might help with this engineering situation.
Subsection C, line 14 of Chapter 12 of the Corporate Onboarding Manual says that in times of crisis, it's important to keep your heads and let personal differences stay to the wayside. We're not going to make this out of the way unless we...
But did you know? Did you just know that off the top of your head?
Well, it's on the junior grade exam, yeah.
I thought that was the bit about crisps. You shouldn't have crisps in near vital equipment.
That's section 16, which is about the proper use of food and maintenance equipment.
Okay. It's been a while since I took any of those.
You need to spend less time doing your homework, Howard.
Engineering, look, we have navigation thinks they might be able to generate an ion surge that would rattle something loose or cause the coolant to be rerouted into a different area. The medical thinks that maybe we could use fluorooxidine to disable the monsters or maybe to inoculate you. I don't know how it works, but those are our options right now.
Well, yeah. You done any of this ion surging before? You got any experience pulling that kind of thing off, or?
Well, maybe if, according to the manual page 27B, maybe it says you shouldn't generate an ion surge when there's people around there, but maybe I'm imagining that. Maybe you shouldn't do it. Maybe I shouldn't do it for you. Parma, maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe you just deal with it yourself. This is on you.
God, what happens if you do your thing with the
fluoroxidine? Yeah, look, okay, I appreciate this might go over your head a little bit, but essentially it is just like a knockout gas of some sort. There's nothing I can do about the ion stuff, but at least give you like a couple of minutes or so just to get out of the situation. There's nothing I can do specifically about the ion stuff, but I can at least knock out this. But as Bridget said, there may be some side effects. It'll be a huge big blast.
Side effects for me? Like, possibly.
Well, it's all we have here.
Look, if you can, they're out there. They're. It'd be great if they were not out there, and then, yeah, maybe we'd know we could do something about them. I could do more from out there. This is your area of expertise. You're an expert, right? Medical shit. You're a doctor. You did all the years of training they make you do, right?
Yeah, I was a junior doctor for many years and then got underpaid, and then now I'm officially a doctor on this ship.
Right, a senior doctor?
Currently the most senior doctor?
Yes, thank you, Bridge. Look, I've never done this before. I've never messed with the chemicals because you're not supposed to do that. Certainly in places where living people are. It's the only option I have.
What about unliving people?
I don't care for that tone. I think right now they are still living.
Will they be after you've...
Bail, please.
Yeah, I mean, we need to get off. We can't save them from here. We can't do anything. We need to get off. Do it.
Okay.
Wait, her or me?
Not you.
All right, fine.
Obviously.
Fine, good.
Okay. Then administer the fluoroxy
oxidine, yeah.
I'm gonna leave the two of you to sort that out. All right, engineering. All right, medical.
Understood. Let me get into the programming.
All right. The call cuts off. It's just bridge and navigation. Oh God, I'm sorry, navigation, but thank you so much for. I'm a little in over my head, but what you did for Dr. Shoot, that's.
No,
thank you.
No, this is all fucked. I'm so sorry. This is so fucked. Howard, I can't do this. This isn't my training. I like angles. What am I supposed to do with this? Bale was asking me if we're supposed to have ions flying around. No, of course we're not. We are so far fucking off course. What are we supposed to do? Wait. Oh, fuck.
Don't tell me. I can't. Sorry. I can't handle bad news.
Howard, shut up. Something is trying to get in here. Something is trying to come in here from the armillary array. You know, the one outside, the one out the fucking front.
Oh, outside.
From outside. They are trying to get in.
Oh, God.
And look, out there, if they get through...
We're not gonna let that happen. No, we're not gonna let that happen. Don't even think about it, because you're the one
I'm gonna
solving
lose
problems.
atmosphere. I'm gonna lose atmosphere. I'm gonna lose atmosphere. I'm gonna lose atmosphere. I'm gonna get sucked out into space, and I'm gonna float there, and I'm gonna float there forever, and then I'm gonna die.
It's gonna be all right. All right. Look. There should be an emergency asphyxiation avoidance kit under Station 3C. Keep that for now. It's only got 15 minutes, but that'll buy us the time we need to get a solution. Okay?
Avoidance? I want fucking prevention, Howard. I don't want avoidance. I want prevention. I want to make sure that I in no way asphyxiate. Okay? Please, Howard, help me.
I'm gonna get help just as soon as possible. All right, but kit first. If we need that time, we have it. Remember the training. You look, I know you. I've seen your file. You have done all this before, and you have it in you to. I'll be back.
I'm not gonna die out here, Howard.
No, we're not gonna let that happen. We're not gonna let that happen. Specifically, engineering, bridge engineering.
Bridge, medical here.
Oh, medical. Yes, come on.
Yeah. What is it? What's up?
So we come above table to find out if the fluoxetine worked or not.
Failure.
All right. So then, as engineering comes on to the call, describe for us what that failure looks like. Okay, engineering. He's not answering his terminal.
Yeah, I'm trying to patch in. It's very.
They're still out there. They're still out there. I think there's more of them. There's nowhere else I can go. There's nowhere else I can go from in here, and they're out there, and I'm disappearing. And God.
The signal is very bad in that part of the ship. Can you, if the coolant has, look, training. What is there's got to be some, there's not an escape hatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one's supposed to be in here. That's the thing, no one's supposed to be in here. Coolant's coming in. I can't vent it out again. But I can try and going into the exit vents myself.
Yeah.
I don't know where I can go from there. But temporarily, then maybe while I squeeze myself in there, you can find somewhere else for the coolant to go, maybe, or something else. It's I need to go. I need to.
Okay. Well, before you do you know anything about atmosphere control?
For the ship, yeah.
I've got navigation. They're whatever these things are. They're punching through 4 up into 3, and he's about 12 minutes away from hard vacuum, probably less.
They're, oh God, they're right.
Let me okay. Look, I'm not gonna Edward's not in a great place right now. So if you don't have anything to offer, I don't want to bring you in the call. But if you have a solution that you think can work, medical, anything?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I can't believe the readings of the fluoroxide. They're off the scale. I've completely emptied it out. I'm just sorry, Bale. I might have something for Ed. Patch me through to navigation. I can try and help.
Bridge navigation.
Fuck. They're nearly through. They are nearly through. They're going to come in here. I'm going to be sucked into space. And if I'm not sucked into space, they're going to fucking dismember me, and they're going to turn me into a fucking mechanical spider.
Ed, it's okay. It's medical. It's Shady. It's Katie here. It's okay. Look, I might have something. We've got. Yeah, Tracy ordered some some extra cleaning fluid for the things, but it's that super strong stuff that we have to dilute. If I can rewrite it to the robots near you, maybe they can just clean the outsides and stuff of the floors. It might be able to burn through, and as a preventative measure, so you can move somewhere else. That's all I have though. It's basically the medical fluid that it's an acid essentially. It's the cleanest thing we have on the ship.
Oh God, no, the undiluted trisalinic acid. That would.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Oh
Exactly.
my God, you have to put that stuff like 1 part per 1,000 when you're cleaning.
It's a downright homeopathic cleaner. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she's bought the
But in its
brand fairy
undiluted
liquid.
form.
I don't understand. It just wanted the one with the fairy on it, and I said fine. And then we didn't realize how dangerous it was until.
Oh, but in its undiluted form, that'll burn your nose hairs off. And if we got enough of it, then
much more besides, probably.
Can you pump it in here without it hitting me?
Well, I can do it to the other floors. Perhaps the other robot cleaners that go round. I can send them out from medical, but I just don't know.
Yeah, look, engineering here. I don't think melting the ship is really the way to go about this. We want to keep everything together as much as possible. Big holes. You remember how the research centre? No big holes. Let's keep the ship without big holes. We're gonna use the ship. I have some access to the engineering systems from here. On my little portable kit here, I could try and overload the integral emitters. If we convince the ship that there is a problem, it will increase the structural integrity and get some little force fields up. They hopefully won't be able to get through it. Right? We're gonna use the systems of the ship, reinforce the walls, reinforce the outside walls. If it knows there's a problem, we can survive meteor storms. We can survive whatever the hell they've got. Right? No big holes.
Yeah. Look,
navigation, you know your equipment best. What do you think?
Katie, I need to stay here. Otherwise we go off course, and even if we survive, I've got to stay here. Bale, do it. Reinforce it.
So we're going to overcharge the holographic resonance emitter. And
I always hated that holographic resonance emitter.
Let's see if this changes your opinion about it. And Dwight's just trying to kind of just anything to lighten the emotional tone right now, because Edward is having a bad one in there. Well, as we are approaching our break, we'll save the second emergencies for the second half. We can say that this plays out immediately. That Bale gets into the wrist computer or plugs in the whatever. Tell me what you do, Bale, and then if it works.
Bale's just like trying to navigate on this tiny interactive screen that can just about hook into little bits of the ship system, while crammed in a corner of the reactor chamber, also trying to hack open a space to the vents. I don't. We're gonna keep the ship together, Edward. We're gonna keep everything together, and us lot. We're going to be all right. We're going to sort out everyone else. Right?
Yeah.
That's
yeah, we will.
our jobs.
Is it a success?
Success.
Ah, right. So, Edward, in your part of the ship, you can hear the punching and the clawing, and then the resonance emitter kicks on. Take it from there.
And you hear I can hear that it sounds a bit duller. It sounds like they're further away.
Oh, excellent.
Bale, you absolute bastard. I love you. You're wonderful. I hate you, but still. Oh, thank you. Look, I can do more good from here than I can from anywhere else. So, if there's any issues, I'll do what I can from here. Bale, if there's anything you need, just see.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's say that we've released people to speak a moment about their individual problems, right? So once we know we need to escape, and that's going to require certain preparations. So there's a moment where it's like, okay, well, Dr. Shoot, can you tell me which medical stuff is still intact? Like what life support equipment do we have available? You're working on that. Edward, of course, we're not going to be able to jettison the escape pods unless we know where they're going. So it's like, okay, can you calculate me trajectories for 20 minutes from now, an hour from now, that'll keep us out of the planet and also out of deep space? The conversation then, we will actually turn to engineering. Hey, bridge to engineering.
Yeah, not so much engineering adjacent, shall we say?
Oh, I can. Do you want me to update your crew on the manifest?
What?
It's a joke. Sorry, it's a joke. Have you been able to find a way forward? I'm looking at the schematics here. I have no idea where this tunnel goes.
Yeah, there isn't really a forward. I'm not cryocoolant, so yeah, this isn't really a good place for me to be, unless I want to be sort of filtered out and recycled back into the chamber, which I don't. I might need you to look some stuff up for me. I've got really limited access to figuring out what's going on in the ship right now, but I'm getting some really worrying readings. I don't know.
That's actually kind of why I called, because I've also been looking some stuff up while medical and navigation went about their business, trying to figure out just where it started. I'm going to have to make a report to the company, and well, so there's this video from the surveillance and engineering, and it shows you plugging the matrix in, and then it shows you tapping away at the computer. And I know that's not my space, but it says here in the access logs, security interlock override, lots of like, are you sure dialogues, but like increasingly dire, and it just seems like you keep hitting yes. Engineering, what the hell did you do?
You do too much homework. That's what you do. You need to stop reading, and you need to stop going back over footage. This doesn't seem to be the time, but
No, Bill, I'm doing my job, and it looks a hell of a lot like you didn't do yours.
I did more than my job. That administrative core we got from the research center, it had people in it.
What?
I don't know exactly what happened, but I think they may have uploaded themselves to the core. Then their consciousnesses, their souls.
What you're describing is impossible. People have been trying. First of all, it's illegal, and second, they tried for 40 years before they.
Well, I don't know how successful it was, but it looked a hell of a lot like that's what they did. So I saved them.
You what?
Well, I literally saved, file, copy, save. I made an entire virtual construct on the ship's mainframe, and I transferred them there. I think it was the entire. That could be. It was. I think that was the crew of the research center. I don't think they evacuated. And I don't think they necessarily got hit by meteorites. I think that's where they were, so we've got them now. Well,
No,
we
Bale,
did.
They've got us.
Yeah.
If what you're saying is true, and I don't believe it, then you fucking haunted the spaceship with insane AI minds?
Look, it's possible that they've obviously been plugged in, managed to take control. We got to get out. I don't like. We can save them. We just got to save ourselves, and something's gone wrong, but like they're still people.
Explain to Katie if they're still people. No, our crew were still people.
Save them too. We can, if we just have to get off, and then we can make this right. We can look. It's a big cover up, right? Someone's done a big old cover up on whatever the hell happened on that space center. I've made notes, but we need to get out of here alive, and we need to find out what really happened, and then we need to get those consciousnesses back.
So it is at this point, I think, you will realize that as you were explaining it, I have patched navigation and medical in so they can hear what we're dealing with. And the first indication you have that is the case, I imagine, is Dr. Shute or Edward's reaction to this news.
You've sabotaged our ship to save these people? What kind of madness is this, Vale?
You're a doctor, aren't you? That's what you do. You save people. You don't see something like that and do nothing and let them disappear.
Digital copies? There's nothing there. Like, you've sacrificed our crew just to be placed with other people's crew. It's not the greatest good for the greatest number.
The copies are them. A copy of you. Look, you know how when you go into cryostasis, there is a copy of you and all of your brain, your mind that we can have in the computer, right? That is, to all extents and purposes, that is you.
We all took first year fucking ethics, Bale. We all took this. We took that. None of us went, hey, maybe we should fucking control C this shit. No. No one thought, did you know us going in there was going to retrieve fucking tech ghosts or some bullshit?
I did not, right? I got the administrative call back, and I realised what was in it, and I could not send that back to the people who clearly were trying to cover all this up, right?
You couldn't wait 20 fucking minutes and tell us?
You just plugged it in. You didn't even safely unplug anything. This is ridiculous. You don't even know what would happen. No one's ever been through this process.
I could not possibly.
Every single person who has died here today is on your fucking hands, Bale.
I can save them too.
What?
You think like Smith, like the captain's brain is still there?
I uploaded our ship's manifest, our crew, into a whole separate virtual construct. Everyone who's out there, I've got them from before. I've got them safe. I've got them here with me. I've got it with me. If we can just get back, I can save everyone.
Dr. Shute, could I just check something with you?
Mm-hmm.
On your contract, did it have a fucking tick box saying clone me?
No, I definitely read the terms and conditions. You can't just do
Yeah.
this. It's
Howard,
fucking Frankenstein nonsense.
Why not? Why the heck not? Because the companies say you can't, because the rules say you can't. These are people who died, who don't need to be dead. Why the heck wouldn't you do that?
Because they just killed a fuck ton of people.
I don't know why they would do that. I don't know why that happened.
Regardless of whether or not you just took it upon yourself to say, oh, by the way, I'm just gonna resurrect a fucking cemetery full of I'm gonna say it again, tech ghosts, and I'm still upset that I have to say that, Parma.
This male savior nonsense that you're going through. Like, just what about the people here? Like,
Yeah.
Is Edward or are we going to get out? Or are you just going to upload us and then just repeat this infinitum until you get the right versions of us who comply?
There's no... Look, I don't know what you think this technology does. It's just... It's a copy. It's a scan. It's a copy. It can... Not... Maybe they were all crazy before they uploaded themselves into the administrative core, which now that I think about, maybe was the reason they did upload themselves into the...
No one would do it willingly.
Administrative core.
It seems like, not gonna lie, it's quite low on my priorities, is uploading myself into a digital core, but also they have killed a fuck ton of people.
Okay. We get out. We don't... Fine, they're unsavable, they're gone, right? But I have in my pocket a backup of our crew, of our people, innocent people, okay? We get out, and there is a version of them that can still say goodbye to their families, that can still communicate with the world. You can't let that go.
That is a cruelty, Bale. That is a cruelty to every member of every family, that you've got some fucking... It's okay.
Them. It's them. It's us. It's you and me.
It is not me, Bale. It is not me. I'm me. Here, now, right now. And I am not gonna die until you play this fucking digital greeting card to my family.
I feel like this moment is interrupted by a sound from medical.
Okay,
What is that whirring?
What's going on?
Is that buzzing?
Okay, no. Look, I appreciate we're doing a big ethics talk just now. I don't want to wish alarm, but the whole surgical suite, it's moving. It's like oh my god. It's coming alive. It's some sort of like construct. It's sort of moving it together. It's coming towards me. It's gonna automate.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's taking... Oh god, please.
Okay. What have you got in there? What can you do?
I don't know. It's coming towards me. It's
okay.
smashing on the glass.
Katie, it's all right. It's all right. Okay. Look, I can realign the deflector array. We can run a charge through it, and they'll knock out any power in that area. I mean, if we're lucky, it'll unlock the door as well. If it's still in the surgical compartment, or we could just like overblow the whole. Oh god, it will stay sealed in, right? If we jettison the fuse array, that could lock that down, right? I think that would be a more efficient way to do it. I don't know. It probably wouldn't open the other doors though.
We just got to get power away from the auto dock.
Yeah.
And then we can solve their problems. I don't know, medical. What do you think will work?
It's smashing the glass. Edward, I don't want to die, please.
It's okay, Katie. Katie, it's all right. You're not going to die. You are not going. You are going to make it through this, and you are going to show every one of these fucking things who you are. You're Dr. Katie Shoot, and you're gonna destroy these fuckers. Okay, you've got this. You have 100% got this. Just what do you want us to do?
I could jettison the fuse away from here. I think I could do it.
No, I don't trust you. Bale, you just upload me and I will just repeat myself over and over and be in this dire digital hell. Edward, do your thing. Navigate, please.
Okay.
Get rid of... Reduce the power.
I'll knock it out. I'll knock it out from here. Okay. Gonna realign the deflector array, and that'll knock out any of the power going to that and the door lock, hopefully. Okay, just get down low and stay low.
We're gonna lose comms to medical while the system reboots. So don't worry. We'll be back as soon as the surge is over. And then Edward pushes the button or levers the lever. And Dr. Shoot's section goes dark. And it's just engineering and navigation and bridge on the line. Okay, well, let's save who we can, who is living, and then we will address these other the textbook says that in issues of violation of company protocol, it falls to the captain, and then that is currently me, and I do not feel qualified for that responsibility. So we have to just wait until we make contact with the regional office, and they will know what to do, because you've described something impossible, and
you do what you need to do, Howard. You say what you need to say, but there are people who were on this ship who aren't gone yet. Don't have to be gone, okay?
Howard, there are monsters on this ship. And if we have any chance of surviving, we are going to have to take that.
It's a lot for your first day. I'm the third watch. I just want the autopilot and make sure it doesn't. And now all this is. So it's okay. We'll make through this, and and we'll all make it out. And then Harmer, you can explain yourself to him.
I will explain to whatever I need to explain. I'm just trying to save lives. There's got to be a subsection something about that, right?
No, my life-saving ethical is that test is next week. I was studying for it when this happened.
You do not get to excuse this away with good intentions, Palmer. You do not.
I'll take responsibility, but it's not over yet. I have them here, and I need you to not let them die again. Do you understand? Like, you have this choice now, and I know you don't think that they're real, or you think that they're corrupted, but that is not your call to make. Those are people, and they still exist in whatever form. Don't just throw those lives away.
If we make it out of here, Harman, I will make it my business to destroy everything you've ever touched.
The punctuation note that is there's a charming, posh AI female voice, because it's the future, and what movies have told me is they are all charming, posh female voices. It says, deflector grid arrayed. And you hear the big fuse switch over, the whir of something, and then Dr. Shoot, your pod comes back online. Before we know what that looks like, Edward, success or failure?
Success.
Splendid. So, Dr. Shoot, everything goes dark. You see the machine spirit, not the 40 kind K, but if you've had trouble keeping up at home, the people on the ship uploaded themselves to the AI core that either drove them insane, or they were insane enough in the beginning to think it was a good idea. When they broke onto the ship, those brains took over the various compartments, started automating, and have been constructing bodies for themselves out of the spare parts, mechanical and spare parts bracket biological, of our ship and our crew. So Dr. Shoot is about to be attacked by the automated surgical suite, with whirring blades and scalpels and a very dental drill noise. The power shuts down, it resets. It's gonna be okay. Take it from there.
Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Katie?
It worked.
You okay?
It worked.
Oh, thank God, thanks.
It just, there was a big bang, and I think it fell over. I think it was still plugged in or something, and the batteries fell out and stuff, and managed to get out, and I'm in one of the wards, one of the private rooms, and I think it's okay. I think it's fried. It's whatever's out. So that power surge or turning it off the power. Thank you, Edward. Thank you. Oh.
That's okay, Katie.
Edward,
It's fine. It's fine. Just
genius.
stay safe. Stay safe.
Okay, thank you.
Find
Look,
the escape pods or something.
I've got a few bags of like medical equipment and stuff, and just to keep us going, some rations and stuff that I managed to take from Tracy's desk. I can make my way to the pods, but what about you guys? Do you need any help? Can I help you?
Make your way starboard. Make your way to the starboard ports.
Okay.
All of the pods on the starboard side should be. I've charted us. I've angled us, so that should send us back at least across the shipping routes. So it should be picked up faster.
Okay. I'll make my way there. Thank you.
Oh, well, finally, a moment of peace and quiet. That's good news. One crisis to another. Dr. Shoot's gonna be okay. I don't actually have a good segue here, because I need to get to either your next emergency or engineering's, and I've
Howard,
not
are you
accomplished that goal.
Are you all right? I'm seeing something about some electrical fires on the command deck. There's if they spread any further, that's going to knock out all of my trajectory. It's going to knock out the stellar mainframe. Look, we need that. I've angled us, but if we move slightly off, we're gone. Escape pods aren't going to help us. We're going to drift. So, look, take care of that fire as soon as you can.
I'm locked in. I only have observational data. I can read regulations that I don't know what to do.
I can't do anything from here. As soon as that fire hits the stellar circuits, I'm screwed. I'm done.
Palmer, electrical fire. What do I?
Okay. Right. There's not much space in here. I have access to a very limited number of systems, and I do not know enough physics to exactly remember how the fires are going to react. But there's a graviton generation matrix on your deck specifically.
Mine or Howard's?
Oh, sorry, on bridge.
Right.
Yeah.
I can individually access them. It's not going to be very comfy, but if we can tweak the settings on the graviton generation, it should stop the fires from spreading, if not put them out entirely.
And
Look,
then I know medical. We didn't use the triselenic acid. Does it react with something? Could we?
I mean, it's a fluid. I'm sure, like enough, like it might cause some damage to the floors and stuff like that. But enough of it will pretty much wipe out that. It's removing oxygen, right? It's removing the thing from the fires. So that is something. I mean, I don't know how it will react, but it's something. I can use the acid.
Edward, it's your equipment. If it'll survive the acid, if it'll survive the graviton, you have to choose.
Look, the stellar mainframe's gonna add. That is triple covered just in case. Look. Okay. How? Spray it, Katie. Spray it.
Okay, sure. I'll just get Rhys's laptop. All right, initiating sequence.
See Howard taking a spare piece of his uniform and just in case. It's above me, so just in the worst case scenario.
Yeah, Howard, you might want to duck under something, just because this is. I mean, it's the diluted version, right? Right, Doctor? It's the diluted version.
You didn't say you need to use the diluted version. I've just put it full force 100%.
We'll find out in a minute, I guess. If I dissolve, it was really great working for you, and I appreciate if you would tell the company that give me a last good performance review, because they don't pay out your death benefit unless your last performance review was a good performance review. And if you could just oh God, I can hear it. In case this goes very badly, I'm gonna camera off for now, and also sound off. So I guess talk amongst yourselves. And we'll say that if Howard does not want you to hear him melting or screaming, if this goes wrong. So while we wait to see if that works, I'm gonna leave it to y'all for a minute. Armor, if you want to throw your second emergency. And I'll let the three of you kind of resolve it now that you know the mechanics, while we wait to see if Howard is still in one piece, or many pieces.
And in an above-the-table moment, lovely people, what if I have no more solutions?
Then you can't help. Then you're just, I got nothing. I'm out of levers I can pull.
Cool. Okay. Cool. No problem. All good. No trouble.
Edward.
What?
Okay, I know you want to kill me.
I don't want to kill you. I want to destroy every living...
Destroy everything I've touched, yeah.
Everything you've touched.
Okay, before you do that, can you do me a favour? Not me a favour, could you do us a favour? Could you do this continued survival of the ship a favour? Right, I have got access to the drive core readings, and they seem to be kind of freewheeling. I can't see what the failure manifold is doing. I need you to go into the systems and just give me what the status is on the failure manifold, okay?
Failure manifold.
Yeah. What does it set?
Well, it's fluctuating. It's going wild here. What's it supposed to say? What does it normally say?
Steady. It's supposed to be steady, and it's supposed to be coupled to the drive core.
Well, it's coupled to the drive core, and they're both going fucking wild.
Okay, I think they've shifted them both. They've both become uncoupled from the stabilizer. Okay.
What does that mean?
Well, that means that the ship might explode, is what that means. So like I said, not about me, more about the ship not exploding.
So, so you're saying that the ship might explode because of all of the tech ghosts?
Yeah, the tech ghosts. I don't know what the tech ghosts are doing, but it doesn't seem very sensible.
Yeah.
Can you do anything from navigation at all about that?
Bale, I can tell you very accurately where pieces of us are going to land, but I cannot do anything for you from here. I can read you. I can give you readouts. I can tell you how wide a spread we're going to get on our explosion. But I got nothing for you.
I made one crucial mistake in reading your question, because you've offered all three solutions, but it has to be accepted before it goes away, which means you can still defuel in the maneuver coils. You can offer that as a solution. Harmer does not have to accept it, but unless someone uses it up, it's still
okay.
Sure.
Cool.
Hence why we did with my acid.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Much obliged.
It was on
No. This is good. It's good. I'm learning, and learning is fun. Learning is more than half the battle. The rest is bloody and horrifying. Okay.
The rest is trisalinic acid.
So, you know what I could do, Bale? For you. Just for you. The maneuver coils. I don't have much, but I can... I was hoping to knock out at least some of the mechanical parts with the ion surge earlier. And maybe, if I whack that ion surge into the coupling system, I might be able to hook it back up and set it to the stabilizer again. Now, I cannot promise you anything, Bale. And you know what? I don't want to promise you anything. But this is to make sure that Howard and Keaty and I get off this fucking ship. So, I'm going to tell you now, Bale. I don't know if this is going to work. I will run the fuel maneuver coil, the fuel through the ion surge, and I will make sure that we can hook that thing back up. But beyond that, I got nothing for you.
Medical. I'm not in the scene, but if you have a solution yet left, you can also offer it.
You there, Doc?
Yeah,
Did you catch that?
Yeah. I mean, my thinking maybe isn't as maybe it won't be as helpful, perhaps, but I know close to the core there is this auto resuscitation matrix thing. It's a whole thing that, again, should people go down and think that we could bring them back, there's a battery there. Like, it's one of the most powerful things. We have to keep it charged up and stuff like that. But maybe if you're able to reroute it, plug it in, do your thing. Like, again, it'll take a lot of strength. You might have to go down and have to face those things. Like,
I'm not going.
It's the only thing I can think of. With that battery, with that size, it'll have enough power to maybe just, again, that switch on and off thing, reboot it to stabilize it. It's lack of power. I think that's what's struggling here. So
I can't go out there.
It's
I
still a
can't
risk. I
go out there with those things.
Bale. Look, I'm sorry. Like, I thought the fluoride would do stuff, and it clearly has, and that's all I have.
You need someone to get that battery. If you choose it.
If you choose it.
I can't. I'm sorry, I can't.
It's okay.
So we're going with the thrusters.
Edward,
I heard you.
I trust you, all right? You can do it. You can do this.
Oh, I can do this. I don't know if it's going to work. But we're going to do it.
It will. It will.
Okay.
Let's set engineering and navigation. We'll say go to a separate channel to monitor those things together, which leaves medical alone by themselves. Before I can play the next part of it, was the triselenic acid a success or a failure?
A success.
I was very anxious about having to do incredibly elaborate makeup quickly.
I couldn't wait.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad Howard is surviving. Makes me so happy.
That is actually not the trigger for me. We haven't gotten there yet.
No,
What?
I like it though.
Yeah,
I like that though, but yeah.
Bridge has their own special trigger right now. Because it was your crisis and it succeeds, navigation and medical have met the criterion. Both of your crises have been resolved successfully. So the two of you are going to make it, and then they're still up in the air whether Parmer or I will be joining you on the ride home. So I think Dr. Shoot, you hear the audio come on first, and it's the classic trope of, is that laughing or screaming? It sounds like screaming, but eventually becomes like, you can tell there's joyous laughter. I'm not going to do it. It'll peak. But you can you hear the Dwight like popping back up on screen like, it's yes, I didn't even need the hat. It's showing fires, temperatures falling. The astrocore is going to be fine.
Oh, thank God. Oh, God. Thank God, Dwight. Oh, God. You're okay. Is you all right? I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that. Okay. Great.
No, it's all. Look, if anything, thank Dr. Shoot. I know that I've been I'm doing my best, but it's really you and Edward and Palmer. You're the ones who were fixing things. So if I make it out of here, it's because you've done all the work. And I guess thanks for carrying me on your back, bringing the corporate drone along.
No, it
means a lot.
You're not. Don't call yourself that. Look, we're all just humans. We're just trying to get along, and it's just important to me. The whole Hippocratic oath. I can't believe Bale. Just, it's not time for that. You're safe. You're okay. We'll get out of here.
I noticed there for a moment you said Hippocratic oath, which applies to people, and I think that's the first time I've heard you refer to someone from the command deck as a human being.
Well, when it's stressful, as I said, being a junior doctor for so long, you forget about, you think patients, they've just become numbers and long waiting times and stuff. And yeah, if I ever was rude to you, please.
Chapter 17, part 7, the heavy is the head that wears the crown, and leadership is about knowing how to take responsibility when people are angry with you and then turn it into useful feedback.
Yeah. Well, I hope we can get a drink after this or something. This feels like a traumatic bonding experience.
So long as
a lot of therapy.
It's not more acid. Can you see anything on your sheet? Do we still have life signs and navigation?
I think so. Yeah, I can see Ed's signatures coming up here. Oh my God.
So we'll bring navigation and engineering back in, but the maneuver coil ion surge, success or failure?
Failure.
Okay. So when we go back...
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. By all means.
Can I start anew? Doc, can I jump on a private channel?
Sure, medical's engineering.
Okay. Hey,
Hey.
Yeah, as you heard, there's some serious problems going on down here, and I think I can wangle it such that the explosions are limited. But it's gonna involve bringing the reactor online, and this vent is gonna be an important part of that. But I really need you to do something for me. You're gonna get out, right? You're gonna get to an escape pod. There is a section of corridor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Third segment, 2 down, 12B.
12B.
I'm going to punch through. I'm going to punch through a hole. I've got a storage crystal.
Oh.
I'm going to get the storage crystal out. You got to take it with you. You got to take it with you, please. Doc.
No. It's too late, surely.
It's me. It's all of them. You're supposed to be a doctor. You're supposed to be about saving people. You can't tell Edward. He won't understand. He doesn't he doesn't understand. Please save me.
Okay. 12B.
Yeah.
Okay. I will try. I'm sorry it had to end like this, Bale.
It's all right if you get this out, I'll still be able to see them again. Yeah, that's what it means.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes. I'm just sorry it had to end.
I won't remember any of this. He won't remember. But yeah,
I always used to think that you were just like an angry man, just filled with rage, and hated being on the ship with idiots.
yeah.
But actually, you
that's
clearly had your heart in the right place, even if I don't agree with the methods.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, being liked was never top of my priority list, but I feel like wanting people to live is low bar. But thank you. Yeah.
All right. Well, best of luck.
Yeah, you too.
Been an honor to serve with you.
Bridge medical, bridge engineering.
Medical to bridge, online.
Just punching back in.
Engineering here. You might want to get the people who can get off the ship. Quickly.
No, you mean that? And you can just see on the screen as Howard puts the pieces together and realizes what that means. Oh God, Palmer, no, it's not supposed to be. I can. There's got to be something I can.
It's more important that you make it, okay? All three of you. I want you to make it. I want you to be okay, and I want you to see your families again.
I wish I could have done. The captain would have been able to think of something. I'm so sorry.
Like Edward said, this is because of me. I will take responsibility for that. It's fine.
We'll make sure everyone remembers what you did. The good stuff, too. I've never been good at this. I'm sorry.
No, that's I appreciate it.
And so that takes us into the end of the game. Everyone's emergencies have been attempted and resolved, and we've now run out of people who can offer solutions. So those of you who have had both of your emergencies resolved, you will narrate your path to the escape pod, the places you duck and survive, the last triumphant thing you achieve over on your way. Those of you who will be leaving us, you get to describe the final heroic sacrifice or the last ditch that doesn't pan out. And then after that, it is an epilogue. So I can use the die again.
Yay!
Use the dice. Use the die.
No, we're just here to roll dice, you know. That's
Yeah,
what
it's
games.
the
That's
usual.
what makes it a
fun
game.
times.
You roll.
The
and it's a
only way
game.
to put dice into this game is
Yeah,
to use them.
Exactly.
DMs at home are watching this going like, and players as well, like, no, you hate being put on the spot when like it's the big moment. Who has a great idea? And you're like, definitely not me. Right. And then they all just sit there. So here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, Edward, we'll start with you.
Okay. So Edward didn't hear Bale just then. He wasn't on the comms. He was watching. He was trying to run the ion overload and just watches these fluctuating levels over and over again. And pushes the button that should do the thing, and it's that faintly disappointing, and nothing happens, and they're still fluctuating. So he kind of takes a breath, grabs his camera, takes off the comms, and looks around and starts running. All of the kind of caution, all of the worry, all of the fear of the tentativeness that was kind of slowly stalking through the corridors earlier, it's gone. There's no time. He knows where the escape pods are. And as he's running, he rounds a corner and kind of just clips his arm and drops the camera. And it flashes. That's the noise it makes when it flashes. And he looks over, and there is, you know, when someone like kind of, you just see the profile of someone, they walk forward, and you see, rather than them bend down to pick up the camera, just from the part of the face that's not seen, just first a red beam and then tendrils just sprout and start moving their way, kind of almost clawing down the body until it reaches the camera, clicks it, and it flashes again. And they turn, and you see the full face is half human, and the other half is just this swirling mass of cables and wires and metal just churning over and over, with one kind of red glowing eye that turns to see Ed. And Ed runs. And he knows that between him and the escape pods on the starboard side, there's this machine person tech ghost thing, and it's the running through, the lights are kind of blinking on and off, and they still have hold of that camera, where every time they place, kind of like, they're kind of lurching forward with one leg, clawing forward with the arm, and these tendrils are kind of like snaking out and latching into the walls, and they're moving forward, and each time the tendrils that hold that camera hit the ground, the flash goes off, and this trail of Polaroids follows behind them, just seeing like flashes and bits and pieces of this creature. Ed rounds a corner, and it's near the escape pods, and there is the red button of the sealing off the bulkhead, and there's a hesitation because he doesn't know if anyone else has made it out yet. So from there, as he's just about to hit the red button, I'm happy to cede it to someone else to see if they make it through.
Sure. I think Dr. Shoot is again similar thing, running from her thing, but makes a quick detour to a corridor as described by Palmer. And she just takes a moment, like again, she can hear the sounds of like sort of screaming and various sort of metallic clicking, various things. She takes a moment and concentrates and tries to find the panel where that storage crystal is. She opens it and pulls it out, and that sort of light enhances her features all sort of up. And she looks at it and crushes it. and all the bits fall on the floor. It was an honor to serve with you, Palmer. And carry on running. And we'll see Edward. And she'll go, Ed, please, come on, just shut it, just shut it.
Go.
Slide in. Yeah, I'll slide in underneath.
Where's Howard? Where's Howard?
Didn't see him.
So camera cuts then to the command deck, because as a dutiful officer, if you survive, you still want to be promotable. There's one last thing you have to do before you leave the ship, right? You have to get the black box. You have to get the logs. So with the fire extinguished, you see once the conversation with navigation and medical has stopped, that last bit, you see him strapping out of his chair and reaching up and hauling himself out according to things above, tapping a few last keys, and then he has to make his way into that the command deck, because it's going to be the captain's station where that is. And I think it's still dark and like a thick, like just disgusting, acrid smoke. Both the combination from the fire and the fumes from the chemical, and there's no atmosphere purging. So he can't, there's no automatic door working. So you see him like turn and grab and just like foot pushing its one end of the bulkhead to pull it open. And this like plume of just green, yellowy, sickly smoke comes out. Seems stumble down and coughing. And then like one hand in front of his eyes, just trying to like wave the smoke away. He walks up to the captain's chair and puts one hand on it, and then is reaching forward to go for the console where he can eject that tape. And when he does, there's another hand that falls down on top of it, and the camera pulls back. Audience is jump scared to shit in the film version. And the camera pulls back, and you see the captain, who half man, half machine, but now acidified, so like features drooping, and a kind of climactic fight scene happens, right? Dwight's not a fighter, so it's very scrambling around. And in order to know how this ends, I can reveal to you what I had to accomplish for this goal, which was Howard is only allowed to survive if each member of the crew individually forgives him for not being able to take charge and help.
Ooh.
And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, we've had these conversations, and I do believe that Edward and Dr. Shute and Palmer all said, it's fine, you did your best, right?
Yeah.
So we are ducking around, like hand wrapped around it. There's a couple scenes where Howard just like gets beat across the room, right? And there's a moment where the captain is walking over and giving this speech. It's not in the captain's voice. It won't mean anything to people on this ship, but it's the voice of the senior researcher from the Hinton Goodfellow station. A monologue about the weakness of flesh and the superiority of the digital body, and how if you could just get over your filthy biological need to have meat, you could join us as part of an infinite consciousness. And raising an arm, we'll say that the ulna is the inside one, right? The ulna has been like augmented with I'm imagining one of those big paper cutting knives, but sufficiently more sinister, right? Has been augmented with one of those, raises up, and as it comes to smash it down into Dwight, you just hear him say, "Captain, by Article 117 of the corporate constitution, you have been relieved of duty." And he just rolls out of the way, and it comes down, landing right into like one of the main power conduits. And you get the special effect of the electricity arcing up between like the metallic ribs, and Howard comes scrambling as you are waiting, medical navigation, you're waiting for the very, very last minute. It's just scrambling, clutching this log material, sprinting around the corner, and then slides, because it's a sci-fi movie, into the escape pod.
Doors come down. Go, go.
Howard banging in whatever authorization he needs to do. Katie handing out the medical equipment. We're about to take a lot of G's real quick. Edward making sure that like 17 significant figures on this decimal point, right? Making sure we're going where we need to go. And then the intercom chimes. And it's the three of us on one monitor. Parmer, you get to say your goodbye. So you can, starting from when you hand off the cube, whether or not you know that it's been destroyed, what's the last part of your journey like?
So I think Palmer's in this cramped vent, and has a hope that the whole station might not be destroyed, and is still trying to save messages. Basically, is still trying to write messages, and like I think he believes that Dr. Shu is going to take that crystal back. Like, I just can't conceive why they're not agreeing with him on that. But it's obviously it's going to be missing everything since the last cryostasis, because that's the point at which it was copied. So he's trying to leave messages for his family, but also himself, digital now, because basically everything that's in this vent is going to be vaporized. So yeah, no good notebooks anymore. And I think as he just manages to find a way to plug into the communications and reach out to the escape pod just as it's on the edge of signal range. This is engineering. Hi. Can you?
Bale, we've got you.
You, who's there? It's hard to see.
It's all of us.
We made it. We made it.
Yeah. You're gonna live. You got a good course. Ed, you got the right angles, right? Tell me you got the good angles.
Yeah, we got it. We got it, Bale.
Doc, you good?
Yeah, we're really good.
Right. Good. Everything's gonna be okay, right?
This is the first ship I've been on in 12 hours where there are all green lights.
Okay. And you, Howard, you're gonna stop reading the manuals. You're gonna live a little. You're gonna live a little outside a book, right? For me.
I plan on submitting Form A16, bereavement after traumatic space incidents, and I will do the best with my 3 days of company leave.
Yeah, all right. That'll have to do. I know you don't agree with what I did, but you understand, right? When you tell them, you'll tell them why. Get it, right? You get it.
I don't understand the how, but I want to believe you were trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, just... He'll get it. He'll understand. You tell him, though. If there's anything left of the ship, if you can get back before they send the cleanup crews, I don't know. Maybe not, but if you can get my stuff, if you can get my stuff for my family, it's out there in engineering somewhere.
Do we end on a positive note, or is the last image we have the reactor kicks on and then the...
Oh, I think the signal cuts out before that point.
So the signal cuts out, and then camera, you can see it. We'll say that the screen we've been watching is kind of close to the main door view window. So the signal cuts out, and the camera pans up and left to the ship, and you can see the engine, the drive core kicking on, like the whatever special effect they used, and we all know what's happened. Well, in a number of days or weeks, the distress signal will make it where it needs to go. The rescue vehicle will show up. Another subcontracted company. Dwight Howard, Edward G., and Dr. Katie Shute will be returned to safe quarters. Eventually, maybe a space station. If we're super lucky, planet side. There will be interrogations and debriefs and paperwork, but eventually we will return on to our lives. For Edward and Dwight, that will be fairly normal. But I don't think this is the end of Dr. Shute's story yet.
No. I was banking on Howard not making it. It's fine. And I think no matter
before you go on, full permission from me. If you need Howard to not make it, and come up with a good way how you make that happen.
See, it's not Howard, it's the black box. That's the problem. I think if we're, maybe it's that sort of thing where I take a moment, make sure everyone's okay. If anyone needs any injections, because of the sickness and stuff like that. And there's a moment where I see you have the black box. And I know what's inside it. And I just, Howard, look, just let me take this. Okay, let me just put it away, just because, you don't need anything. You just need to relax. Like, we all went through something. Let's all just have a chilled moment, shall we?
I like the idea that earlier the doctor has given everyone just like a small take the edge off dose and massively overdosed Howard. So he's like, yeah, my bestie can have the black box. That's totally fine. Like, not so elaborate, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. I just pluck it from him. And I sort of, I guess I'll just check with Rhys. Ed, similar sort of thing, but what would Ed be doing at this point? Like, would he accepted taking the edge off or something like that? Because again, just don't want to unnecessarily drug you. Just
yeah, no. He would have accepted it, definitely. I think it would have been one of those, like, resisted at first and just been like, no, I think we could all probably use something. Yeah.
I'll take the edge off.
Yeah.
And I think, I take the black box and I just stand in front of Ed, wherever he's sat or laid. I go, it's interesting how tears really work, So a woman cries, men want to help.
Well, you don't like anyone crying.
No. And I'm just going to start tearing wires and stuff out of the black box in front of Ed.
Doctor, what are you doing?
Oh, it's so funny, really, I mean, I did hope that Howard wouldn't survive and take this, but I'm too much of a softie.
Softie.
See, I realised I might have given the game away when I said Tracy had too many pop-ups on her screen, because she did. It's a shame with, all the antivirus software being turned off and all the security protocols undone. Bale wasn't to know. Bless Bale. Those security guards were down.
What?
Just, proper, like, break it in half. Unusable. I really like you, Ed.
I like you too.
You always knew what you wanted to do, but unfortunately, I can't let anyone know what happened on the Daphne. You see, I always admired Dr. Fatima. She had some good papers. Met her at a conference or two once. Bit too much for my liking, all that digital stuff, but she did have a number of assets which I might have invested in, and can't really have her and her reputation taint them. So I decided to come along this mission and deal with it myself, so that there's no connection between me or her. And it's unfortunate that, well, you two got caught in a mess. Bale's a softie, always has been. Rough exterior, people. People know anything about doctors is that they don't bloody care. That bedside manner is nothing. You were so easy to manipulate, Ed. You're just a simple man with a little photography project. I did like you.
I like you too.
I'm just sorry that it's going to have to end like this. Just as it ended with Bale.
Me too.
And I'm, if I may, going to mess around with the coordinates a little bit, so that we might... It'd be a long time since we're picked up or anything like that, but just enough to give a disruption. I will leave the rest up to you. I don't want to necessarily crash into a planetoid or anything like that. But if possible, I would not want the authorities to find us until definitely all that detritus of the black box is deleted.
I like the idea that there's a fogginess. Neither, with your permission, neither Edward or I are going to remember this reveal. So you've cleared out your exact bit, and you've altered the trajectory just enough to make sure that there's no evidence of what happened on the ship that can come back to you or the people you report to.
Exactly.
And that takes us to the end of ViewScreen. I hope everybody had a wonderful time, both here in the game and here in the audience. I don't want to take the outro off folks' hands, but if we have a few minutes, can I, with your permission, Shamini, just ask around the cast and crew what your favorite part of the game and or of the story we got to tell was? If you need a sweetener, it'll give me one last time to roll the die.
No! The true horror.
I blooming love a villain reveal. I blooming love it. I do. It's great. That was superb. That was superb. Absolutely love that. Fiona, you're a legend. It's like, I mean, this is that was great. That was so good.
I am very into the Polaroid top and tail of the coming round the corners horror, and then the monster horror. Just that's a whole horror film in itself. It's gorgeous. Absolutely love that.
I just like Charlie's choice of being in the reactor core, the most not safe place ever.
It's such a Shamini choice.
I know.
It's so good.
It said it on my shoe.
In fairness, that was a me
but
choice.
even so, I'm like, that feels like a Shamini choice.
It really does. It really does.
Wow.
When I gave the character sheets out, all I said was the crew position and the place they were stuck. So it seems like you could say, oh, of course, Aaron picked Fiona because Fiona is evil in her heart of hearts. But it just worked out that way.
It really did just work out that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I said, look, to make things easier, I'll pick medical. Like just right at the beginning. It was great.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I loved the way this is. I've played this 3 or 4 times now, and this is the best example I've seen of people matching the individual solutions to problems in a way that feels very fiction. Because it's all technobabble, as I'm sure you've seen at home, but if you get like too zeroed in on, I need to use the deflector field, but you are in a tunnel that's full of rats. And this way it felt really natural, and especially Ed, when you patched Rhys, when you we pitched the fires really well to kind of create a new dynamic to it. That was really great.
Really cool.
Wonderful. Well, in that case, Shamini, I will hand you your show back. Thank you so much for having me on, and I'm
Thank you so much.
Aaron, thank you so much. Guest, thank you so much. Creator of the game, and Aaron for introducing us to the game. Emily, who couldn't be here, she's fine. And I really enjoyed it last time, and I think maybe do we have to wait a whole year until next Halloween just for the spooky theme?
That's how it works, right?
Yeah, possibly. Right, well, I'll do some very quick plugs for some RPGeeks things before we find out into our guests, and specifically for last year's ViewScream, which you can find on youtube.com/RPGeeks D&D. And in fact, at RPGeeks D&D is our handle all over the place. You can see Aaron and Fiona in only our most horrible back catalogue shows. Oh no, that's not entirely true. Fiona was also in our recent D&D campaign miniseries, which was not horrible. Yay! It was sad.
Yay!
It was sad. There was a lot of crying. And you can see Rhys in Madcap Caper one-shot mayonnaise heist, also available on our YouTube channel. So please do go check those things out. Give us a like and a subscribe and the things that you got to do, and a podcast review and all the things. We appreciate all of those very much. And the other things you should check out, we're now going to find out what exactly you should be checking out, because you do not want to miss out on any of this talent. I'm going to go back to this time. I'm going to start with Aaron Hammonds. What do people not need to be missing out on?
Oh boy. Well, there's a huge backlog. Most importantly, you should probably go to 2023 Audio Fiction World Cup #1 actual play, #1 US show, #2 global winner, The All Night Society. It is, as I mentioned before, appearing to sound facetious, but actually telling the truth, the most award-winning Vampire the Masquerade actual play podcast on this earth at time of recording. We're incredibly proud of it. But if Vampire the Masquerade isn't your thing, Queen's Court Games is the name of the channel, and we play pretty much anything that isn't D&D. A lot of horror, so if you liked this vibe, come check us out playing Cult Divinity Lost, come check us out playing Call of Cthulhu, come check us out playing Delta Green. Anytime I'm around, there's a villain or a tentacle fairly nearby. On Twitter, that's at Queen's Court RPG. On the site that is massively better than Twitter, it is at queenscourt.games for you Blue Sky folks. Else, personally, if you just want to see me occasionally muse about horror, that is Aaron in Words everywhere, which I'm kind of surprised I was able to get this late in the picking your username game, but I'm incredibly grateful for. Thank you so much, Shamini, to having me along board. I love this channel dearly, as you know. As you all know!
He's got the merch! He's got the merch!
Who's got the merch? He's got the merch!
So it is always a joy to play here with such talented people, and thank you to Fiona, thank you to Rhys for sharing your time and your game with me.
Thank you, Aaron. Man in the red shirt, survivor, and the red shirt.
Yeah, take that, tropes. Subverted the idea. Hello, my name's Rhys Lawton, and you can find me on Instagram at Rhys Lawton Actor. You can find me on Blue Sky as well, because it's not quite a cursed site. I don't remember what my thing is on that one. I think it's just Rhys Lawton. You'll find me. If you get a chance, listen to some podcasts that I'm on. You can hear my voice in Ethics Town. The Secret of St Kilda, where I do a much more consistent Scottish accent, and and the Silk Verses, where I'm not Scottish at all. But yeah, I'm here, there, and everywhere. I would also suggest, if people are around London and have the time, coming up not this weekend but next weekend, there's a lot of comedy that I help out with. There's on the 9th of November. On the 9th of November, there is Quantum Leopard Comedy, which is the loveliest comedy night in London. They have won awards for it. And it's bring your own BYOB, no kicking down, lovely comedy night for lovely people. And it's pay what you want. So that's always nice as well. And the day after is a fundraising benefit for a friend of mine called Jeffa, and they're raising funds for they're fighting deportation at the moment. So they are trying to make that happen. So again, it's a lovely night. If you look at it's in Elephant and Castle in London on the 10th of November. So have a search for that, and I can send a link to people if you find me on various social mediums. But yes, thank you so much, everyone. You're absolutely wonderful. Really honored to be here, and thank you for asking me at the last minute. It's nice. Yeah. It's good.
Thank you, Rhys. Fiona.
Hello. Well, when I'm not still in the RPGeeks Zoom room betraying people left, right, and centre, because that's what I seem to do nowadays, you can find me on What Am I Rolling, which is a twice-monthly tabletop RPG one-shot podcast, now part of the One-Shot Podcast Network, which is very, very exciting. We've got lots of different RPGs on there. Again, similar vein, how people here are like, oh, no D&D. I'm like, yeah, no D&D, just all good content and interviews with game designers. But if you're like, but what about D&D? I hear the new DM's guide is actually not too bad. All right, fine. I also have the DM's Book Club, which is a weekly book club podcast talking about Dungeons and Dragons and how we can improve it for any story or any campaign. There's lots of lore, lots of ways to help you get into the game. You know, if you want to do it by one of the biggest games possible, that's fine. But more importantly, we read the books so that you guys don't have to support terrible overlords. I always think that's something. So that's What Am I Rolling and the DM's Book Club, wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you so much. It was a delight as always. And thank you so much, Aaron, for running. It's the first time you've run for me. Last time I ran for you. So this is very exciting the other way around.
Yeah, it's the first time playing with you, Aaron. It was amazing. You're superb.
Thank you so much.
Lovely. Due to an absence of Emily, I'm not going to do the Patreon shout outs this time, but there are lots more opportunities. Also, we put Patreons in our game, and today they would have all died horribly. So maybe
it's true. Everyone would have been a robot person by the end.
In fact, you know what? All of our patrons died horribly.
Hooray!
Or not. It's up to you. You can choose. But we will be back. We have a whole series of exciting one-shots coming, which I'm rapidly looking up to make sure I know what the next one is.
Well, next week, is it not Blood on the Clock Tower?
It is Blood on the Clock Tower. It is Blood on the Clock Tower. Thank you, Fiona. We are back with Blood on the Clock Tower, our monthly stream. Live on Twitch next Wednesday at 7 p.m. and the first Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. And then after that, we will be having an exciting one-shot with Taylor Navarro and Emily Bates playing Taylor's romantic duet.
Not yet. Yeah.
Indeed. And further one-shots that I think we haven't announced yet. And a game stream or two, 20th of November. If you're watching live on Twitch, come hang out with us and we'll have a little game stream. It's going to be fun. I think I've remembered everything. Yay!
Well done! Yay! You did it. Well done, Shamini.
Yeah. I was sort of like, oh no, I need to remember the endings because Emily's in my cupboard. No, Emily's fine. Emily's in chat.
No!
She's been in chat this whole time. She's uploaded her digital consciousness into twitch.tv/RPGeeks Wonderful. And with that, we will say goodbye and thank you so much all for watching, and we will see you hopefully next week.
Bye. Bye.